All right.
What is up? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, brother. How you doing?
I'm good, dude. How you?
Man, I've just been back testing this morning and working
Cool.
on coding up this strategy, and I've just been using this time to catch up on the markets and see what we got going on.
Ooh, you got something cooking? Something
I
exciting?
Yeah, something exciting. Me and my buddy are working on something. I'm the brains and he's the coder, so it kind of works well together that we like I'll give him the strategies and then he knows how to automate the stuff using like C, and that just
No.
goes way over my head. So I I
You
rely on
guys are
him
like
for that.
you guys are like executing trades with your like automatically?
Yeah, we're working on it. We have a trading system essentially that he's been using, but it costs like $200 a month. And I'm like, I feel
Uh-huh.
like we're just wasting money. So we've been figuring out how to automate the strategies within the system. Um, and it's going pretty well. We're just struggling to get the code to do what we want to do. Like it took 7 trades, Alex, and had a total of $70,000 in profit, but it held one trade for 7 months.
Oh yeah, that's
So
pretty
I'm
good
like,
though. I mean, 70 grand in 7 months. I don't know. That's
off
good to
off
me.
yeah, off one futures contract. It's not too
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
But there's something going on with the code because it shouldn't be like that. So we'll be digging into that more.
Yeah, 7 months is hard.
Yeah.
That's you got to go through a lot of you got to go through a lot of stress over 7 months. Think about
Well,
seven
that's
7 months ago was that was what before April, so you had to go through that whole panic cell.
Oh yeah. Well, and I told him too. I said when we implement this, I was like, we're just gonna have to go to the beaches on Thailand or something and just train some Muay Thai and come back
Oh, do you do Muay Thai?
because no, I
Oh,
want to learn how to do it though. I was
yeah,
like, we're gonna
yeah,
have to go learn,
yeah,
come
yeah.
back a couple like a year later and just see how it did.
Oh, you should do Muay Thai, man. It's fun. I like it. I did it a little while. I just don't like getting hit in the head.
Oh yeah.
Kind of need my
No.
head. So
Yes. And concussions are no joke, man.
no, they're not.
Like,
I've gotten hit in the head in jiu-jitsu even. I mean,
yeah,
it does not feel good. And that's just accidental usually, but
right.
it's
Yeah,
yeah, it's not a good feeling.
no, it
I've
is
only
not a good feeling at
I've only
all.
seen stars once, but I was like, phew. I was like,
I Yep. No, I've seen stars too. I've been knocked in the head pretty hard, and I'm like,
yeah.
not good. It was I the one of the biggest dudes in the platoon. We were doing a Mac P, and we were practicing like just spearing people, like the superstar edge
Uh-huh.
essentially. And he hit me so hard, I landed, and the next thing I remember is like the drill sergeant snapping his fingers over my head.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
hey, he was like, "Are you there?" And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Yeah, yeah,
Dang, man. Yeah, be careful with that stuff, dude.
I know."
You
That's why I'm
can't
like,
get those brain cells back.
I know. It's like it's
Creatine,
crazy.
creatine helps.
Really? I did
It
not know
protects
that.
it protects your brain. 10 milligrams, 10 grams of creatine as good as like basically that's my standard every day. So
10 milligrams creatine. I'm gonna start taking that
10
because
grams, yeah, 10. It's like
oh,
four
10 grams.
10 grams, yeah.
Oh, I gotcha. What do you
So
do? Just like mix that in a smoothie or something, or you
it
just take a
doesn't.
pill?
I used to. It kind of makes a smoothie taste bad. I'll just like I throw the powder in my down my gullet and just soak it back with water.
Oh, there you go.
Not the most pleasant thing, but it's like it doesn't really break down in water that well, so it's not
Yeah.
water soluble.
Ugh.
But
I'll have to
it
try that.
does. If you ever anybody's ever tired, if you don't sleep well one night, creatine, 10 grams of creatine, it basically can like studies show and the anecdotal evidence, it gets you a little perky. It makes you be able to focus a little better than you could otherwise.
Better than coffee.
I just mix it with coffee and
Oh
every
my gosh.
coffee, creatine, nicotine. It's all going. I take breaks on the weekend, but during the day, I gotta trade, gotta do this market stuff.
That's right. Just
So
imagine you putting Zens in your coffee.
that's the nicotine like drinks is the next that's the next wellness trend. I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh. I could not
It's
imagine.
yeah, I know, right?
Went crazy on that.
All right, folks. Well, pretty interesting day in the market. We got a good winner on ACHR earlier. Got some good testimonials from folks. Bea made one, and then who's my man? Was it Michaels sent me one on ACHR? Yeah, I forget. But yeah, we got some good ones. Still in SharpLink Gaming. We're still in SoFi. We were up 30%. I kind of wanted to hold this overnight. I feel like SoFi, maybe you got out, which is cool. Maybe I should have as well. But I'm just like, I feel like we've had this huge sell-off on SoFi. And they're actually SoFi is I read this last week. They're actually they're going into Robinhood territory, actually. They're opening up, you're gonna be able to do covered calls and one other cash secured covered calls. Basically, you're gonna be able to trade on the SoFi platform. So yeah, that's long-term bullish on SoFi. I
Yeah,
think this trade will come back for us tomorrow. I'll probably just try and get out tomorrow. But
on
uh
a hood.
yeah, ACHR is up 100%. I know, I saw that. Someone else got 80% on it. I'm putting together like a quick start guide. This is going to be really helpful for people. And maybe for my Diamond Club members or for people if we get this thing ready so before we launch the whole shebang, um, giving people a quick start guide like some beta access members. So you know, about when to enter and when to exit. I will say it's up to your personal how you like to trade. I get a lot of these signals every day. I mean, if you in my Telegram, you see I trade a lot of these. I'm okay with getting 20 to 30% winners. Because I know that I'm gonna get signals. I'm gonna get a lot of them every day. Everybody can see this Archer, this my trading view, right? Can you see that, Blake?
Yeah, that looks really good. I like how
Okay.
you split it up into the 4 charts.
Yeah, it was because I've been having more positions open, so I have to like trade it, have to have like trying to track multiple ones at the same time. But yeah, so like we got out right when we started turning around on this these moving averages right here. We started selling off. We got out. I just like no, I'm going to go into another trade. I'm okay. I just like it. But I mean, you look at our biggest gains, like our triple digit gains with this on these free rides. Like it's going to be Archer notwithstanding. Like this one actually would have been 100% gain today. Usually the triple digit gains come from holding overnight. Um, but like I just something about like overnight. Like I'll do it occasionally if something's looking saucy and sexy, but I kind of personally, I just kind of like I'll take the 20%, take 30% or whatever, right? Double digits. I'm okay. If I can do it 2 times a day, that's golden, you know? Um,
That's a living right there, is what that is.
yeah. Ooh, Laura Miller, would you mind grabbing all these testimonials from this ACHR trade?
Yeah, I was actually just thinking about that. I'm like, need to put those in.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Kay, did you get in on this ACHR today? I can't remember for a second. Give you personalized financial advice, nor can I give you personalized health advice. I will say 10 grams of creatine, milligram, it's not milligrams, it's 10 grams of creatine uh, does seem to be beneficial to me. I like it. It makes me a little sharper. And it gives you, if you do exercise, gives you a little bit extra juice in the tank, whether that's lifting or jiu-jitsu or Blake, when you start Muay Thai.
Yeah. Yep. That's what we're gonna start
Graham's
doing.
here. What's up, Graham? Graham's pretty
Yeah.
buff. I wonder if Graham takes creatine.
I
Graham, you
bet he
take
does.
creatine? Yeah.
Every morning.
I mean, it's the stuff. It's the stuff. It's the magical cocktail of traders, you know. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that K. Yeah, so K got a double on plug. Great. Fight the pullback, and this is what I'm putting together this quick start guide. I'm just like when to enter, when to exit, how to know when to enter, when to exit, right? It pulled back to the 9, which is what this is when we basically exited. I think we got in like right here. We got out at 19%. I think we were a little before the pullback completely. But this is why you need to use it's beneficial to use multiple time frames. for all of your trades, especially if you're doing, the more day trading stuff, even if you're not though. Because you'll see here, honestly, it bounced hard off of the 10-minute. So that would have been a good signal to jump in. I saw some other stuff coming up. I just didn't. I was ready to get out. We got a 19. We got a 19%, and I think a winner. It was basically like 19.75, basically 20%. So I was happy with that. But yeah, just use different time frames. I use them. I use the three. First off, you want to make sure the daily is going in the direction of these unusual flows. So like if you're getting a ton of calls, and it's going up, that's probably a good sign. If you're getting a ton of calls and the stock is selling off hard, you're really going to be fighting against the trend. Now, I actually don't hate playing trades like that. We've actually played them in the past like that, and they've worked out well for us simply because we are able to get in at a good price. And especially if we're going counter trend to this, if we see like an unusual flows pop up on our scanner and the stock is selling off, what I'll usually do is I'll wait for some technical crossover to happen. I really just use the moving averages for this. Maybe some price support bands, like horizontal lines, like these. Let me go ahead. I know some of y'all are on your phone. I want you'd be able to see this, but like, let Archer, right? We took calls on it today. Let's pretend that instead of the calls we had seen on our flow app, we had gotten puts. But then at the market open, it gapped up. I was like, oh, well, Archer's flying today. Well, let's see if we can wait for a reversal pattern. So you'll see here this double top here, the price action rejected it. So if we had gotten those puts, I would have tried to get in here, right? I would have kind of just been waiting. I say, okay, those puts are still good. Let's see if we can like get a little better entry price. And because we got the calls, you can see Archer actually went higher. So this is we're trying to do like an imagination exercise here. But if we had gotten puts, ostensibly that would have meant that Archer was going to be pulled down to a lower level than it was when we entered. So we could have played the reverse. So sometimes that's just helpful to think about, because like if you entered here, or here on put side, and let's say Archer was going to go down here by 245 today, but then within the next 20 minutes, you might have been down 30% or something, right? So psychologically that would have been difficult maybe for you to handle. That's why if you're going to play a counter, if you see those flows on the app, and when you start using this app, which you will be able to use October 19th, if all things go according to plan, which looks like everything's looking good on that. Just think about that, right? Usually I wouldn't say that's a super common thing that you should try and do, but sometimes that's what happens, right? And you're going to be able to use this scanner. You're going to have all the scanner stuff. And even if you're not getting my alerts, you're going to be being able to trade this on your own. So it's something to think about when you do have access to that scanner for your own self. And maybe the stock is not going the way that the scanner app indicated. Well, you can always wait for a clear trend reversal sign, which would have been a double top. It could be a moving average crossover, like this green 9 crosses under the 20, and stuff like that. How to split the trading view screen to 4? You just go up to here, right where all this stuff is, and you can have 5, 6, 7, 8. You can have 12 windows, 16 windows if you want. I don't have enough computer screens for 16. Honestly, I think that'd be a little overkill, because I don't know how you're supposed to manage 16 windows at a time. Like what data are you getting from that? But
I think I'd get lost.
yeah, you just go up here. I would say 4 is about my max in terms of like mental bandwidth that I can track at one time and still
That's cool.
keep things going. So that's how you do that if you want to get those 4 screens on your trading view.
It makes you upgrade, Alex. You got to at least have you can have 2 with the paid version, but if you want to have 4, you got to upgrade.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I have like the super premium version. So
yeah, with the essential plan, you only get 2, but that's not bad. I mean, I still take 2.
yeah, honestly, like I used 2 for a while. It doesn't. just use one. It doesn't really like you probably get better results just focusing on one, especially if you're not
Probably.
used to like juggling different positions and everything. Um, but that's how you do it, right? So, um,
That's cool though. I that just shows how little I've used TradingView. I just learned that today.
don't ask me how to do it in on. Don't ask me how to do it with Thinkorswim. I do not like Thinkorswim for charting. Dude, like doing this, like I'm scrolling in and out on Thinkorswim. You do this, or you do this on. I'm doing this on TradingView. You do this on Thinkorswim, and like
It doesn't work.
it like yeah, you have to like click a hotkey, and I have like an external keyboard. I always forget what the hotkey is to like zoom in, and then I zoom in, and then I can't get back out. It's confusing to me. I don't think the UI is great. TradingView is really good UI. It's very simple.
Yes,
You do
you
have
are
to
right
pay
about
for all
that.
the you do depending on what you trade, you have to pay for like upgraded packages and stuff. So
Sometimes you have to pay for market data too, I think. Because if you use TradingView if it's free, I think it gives you like delayed market data. But that's cheap. That's like the cheapest you can get for TradingView is the market data.
right, yeah, and like you trade if you want to trade like NDX, you have to pay extra for the Nasdaq futures. You have to pay extra for real time SPX. So all the European
Yep.
futures you have to pay extra for.
Yes, you do.
So let's so today is like the flow Monday. I wanted to see.
And I do have a question about the flows, Alex. Like, because I love using flows to trade, but like where I struggle is sometimes I wonder, are they hedges or not? So how do you determine if it's a hedge or not?
Well, Blake, glad you asked. This is also actually I just created this quick start guide today. It's getting all prettified for everyone. But let's go ahead and let's look at um let's see any recent. First off, before we get there, let's scroll down and see if there's any recent new positions that have been opened, like a new flow on a new ticker that we haven't seen because we have 500 today, right? Okta. Let's see. When did Okta come in? Okay. October 17th. Let me see if this proves if this is a good example here before I pull this up. Okay. So take a look at this. This is I would say this is a decent example of what I want to show y'all. It's not perfect, but all right, so look at this. So you see Okta came in here. Where'd you go? Okta. Reminds me of Okra. So it reminds my iPhone of Okra. Um, okay, so it's my favorite fruit. Okra is my favorite fruit. It is a fruit, ladies and gentlemen. Okra is a fruit. It's not a vegetable.
It's like a tomato.
Exactly. Um, so let's look at look, okay, so here we got Okta 102 October no, maybe go to the right strike date. So now this becomes not a good example. Let's just look at the 10th of October. I know this is October 17th, but there's also you see this volume spike here. So let's say that you saw Okta come up here on today, and it's October 10th, $102 calls. And let's just say these are the $102 calls, right? I want to be able to lots of imagination today because I just want to be able to get through this and show you without like having to spend a ton of time finding the perfect examples for you guys so we can talk about more stuff. Now look at here. So let's say you look over here and you see these order flows come in on the scanner. Like Blake said, this scanner, it tells you what is happening. It doesn't tell you why it's happening. People could be positioning for like a condor or a strangle or something. And what you would see there in that case is you would see, let's say like there's multiple orders for OKTA, 1,500 contracts on the call side, another 700 on the call side up here, then another 1,000 right here. So that's like, nearly 3,000 in some contracts. And you look at the put side and you're like, well, there's like 3,000 puts at the various strikes around here. So the put that is called the put call skew, right? The skew between the puts and the calls. Um, in that case, this is not a high conviction trade, right? Even if you see like 4, 5, 6 orders for Okta coming in here, if the call and the put skew is not super, uh, um, unbalanced, that probably means that there is hedging taking place.
Mm-hmm.
So what I look for really, and I'll check this before we enter a trade, is I see 4 orders for Okta come in. I look at the options chain. There's 1,000 contracts, 2,000 contracts, 3,000 contracts on the call side, and there's 150, there's 72, there's 100. There's a huge imbalance between calls and puts. There would be, right? There would be a huge imbalance between calls and puts in this
Yeah.
equation. Even now with this options chain we're seeing, there you can even see that there is an imbalance of calls and puts. This is much higher than anything on the put side. So the skew, I would say, is not super in this case. There is a skew to the call side, which would validate that this flow is actually going to be bullish for the price. But like, it's not a lot of, it's not like if there was 20,000 here versus 122 here or 248 here, that would be really high conviction. But in this sense, it's still high conviction. It's just not like the best possible example I could show y'all. But that's what you would look for. And this is all in the quick start guide. I'm going to be recording some video training, so when people do get the scanner, you can always refer back to it. We're gonna have a quick start guide, like a little cheat sheet, just for everything that you need to do before you open a trade. You know, all the little steps that I go through every time we do this. But that's a really good question, and it's something that's important because, you know, if they're even, that's just a hedging. It's probably just hedging. You know, so
Right.
you gotta be more wary of entering that trade. Does anybody have any questions about that? Or does
Yeah,
that make
because
sense to people? Just give me some feedback if that makes sense. If you have questions, you know, all that good stuff.
that's going to be important to know if you want to take trades using the scanner.
Yeah, it will be.
Very important. Especially, and I think too, it can be harder. Like if you weren't using Okta, maybe it was on Meta, like that's even can be even more difficult because that's like, the Mag 7.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
those are always going to be crazy flows on those.
There's
So I
always gonna,
like it on the smaller stocks like Okta.
yeah, there's always going to be crazy. Like, let's look at Meta, shall we? I mean, let's see what it's showing us. I don't know. Like you said, it's probably going to be pretty tough. Like, on October 10th, $710 calls. Let's see what the flow is. So again, this is kind of tough, right? There's always going to be you have a 9,000 here, right? Down here on the put side. These are all calls though at 710 and 720. There's some farther out. But it looks like October 10th. 720 is kind of the strike.
Mm-hmm.
There is more. I mean, you can see this. There's 15K here. There's 13K. You don't really get any equivalent amount of volume until you kind of start getting a little further in the put side. So I would never really trade a Meta contract, like just a call or a put long, because they're $855. I like to stay in the 150 range. That's about as max as I go, just because you can always notch up your position size. But like, you know,
That's a huge one. That's a huge
yeah. I
position.
mean, $845 per one contract is just a lot. It's
Yeah,
not worth it to me. There's plenty of other tickers besides Meta,
I
and
agree.
frankly, and so one thing I'm actually realizing about this scanner is it's actually really good for individual tickers, including Meta, but smaller tickers that aren't a $1 trillion company.
Right.
Um,
But that's powerful,
It is
Alex.
powerful, but it doesn't. So for instance, the ETFs, it does not tend, it's the same kind of reason that Meta is not a perfect fit for this. You can use this to sort of validate, let's say you want to take a spread for the 10th on Meta. What Graham does, wrap orders here. I mean, this is a pretty good bullish sign that Meta's about a 10th is going to go at least to 710. So we're at I guess 720. So you could take a wrap order here and be pretty confident, and that would really decrease. That would be like what, $200 for that instead of $800 or 1,000. So you could use that you can use this. You can even use this scanner to validate other investment, or not investment, but trading strategies or different spread strategies or ideas. You can use it. You don't have to take the calls or the puts. That's how I trade it. But you can trade. I mean, you could look at this and be like, got some flows coming in on Meta. I mean, these are all, there's not a single put was detected on my scanner today. I think it's going to go up by the end of the week. Let me just go ahead. I'm just going to do a debit spread. I'll get in for like $200 and, try and get a 50-75% winner, which is pretty dang good.
That's good.
But you can use this as a tool, right? It's like a tool. It's sort of like the wave indicator. You use it as a tool, and you can kind of model whatever trading strategy you want off of that, build off of that tool.
Wow.
Also ETFs, because they're so, like I wouldn't do this on SPY ever. Like I wouldn't trade like a SPY call just because I'm seeing the flows come in on here on SPY. Because why? It's too. I mean, SPY is the biggest. Like it's just too much. Same with SPX. Same with QQQ. All that stuff. So just one thing to keep in mind of.
And also help you set your day up too. Like if you pull up that unusual options flow scanner and you're seeing, a bunch of names on there, those are ones to add to your watch list for that day. Because clearly they're getting volume, which should interest you as a trader.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. That's actually a good point. They're going to be having a lot of volume. And I'm going to try and keep this, but you can look at the call. If you don't select any ticker, you can kind of see the call put ratio here. Actually, it's only at 1 today, which is not great. It's about even, really. It's been kind of high recently, most days. So that's actually pretty interesting. And then if you go into, I don't know if this will be in the version we launched. I don't really even use it. I rarely ever look at it. But if you go, let's look at iron.
Oh, yeah, that's one of my favorites right there. It's
Yeah,
funny you brought that one up.
We've traded this a few times. It still says 1. I don't know. Let's try and find a skew there that will display for us. I don't even know if it honestly if
You
it
could
works.
try AMD.
There you go. Well, let's look at ACHR. Calls to
Oh,
puts
there you go.
2, right? So basically you have like I think this means like you have double the call to put ratio that in terms of like calls to puts over the entire options chain. So this is pretty, and you see what happened to ACHR today, right? And do we have an Italian in the audience? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
don't speak
translate that.
Italian. But yeah, so this is Flow Monday. Let's see if we can look at some and see. The good part about the web app, anybody tells you a laptop job isn't easy. Or is easy, they're lying to you. Look how much you have to scroll on a day like a Monday when there's 500 of these. But the web app will have like, if you see the screenshots that drop in Telegram, I usually will find a ticker and then I'll type it in just to keep it. Actually, wow, a ton of more flows came in on this baby today. But you type it in and then it'll just display. That's going to be kind of how the functionality works with the app once we launch it, because you need a way to like see all just the ticker you want to look at. So normally what I do is I'll stay up and I'll do this all day, see when a new ticker pops up, and then when I see one that looks interesting, I'll just take note of the ticker, and I'll just type it into the search bar. That'll just basically eliminate all the other tickers I'm not interested in. And I can focus on that one and see when new orders are coming in. Wow, there are so many today. Mondays are always crazy. A lot of core weave stuff. I mean, get rid of that. I don't know what is core weave doing right now. I know it was in a tight little pattern. It did break down. Yeah. I was thinking about entering core weave, but I'm glad I didn't, because it broke down below this consolidation pattern here. So that's a no-go. SBETs, Sharplink Gaming. They're like an Ethereum-based blockchain app. So we're gonna stay in this one. I like this. We got a lot of put flows early in the morning. These are like the first ones we saw. And let's see. So this is not a sweep scanner, also, ladies and gentlemen. It's similar to one. It kind of is tangential to sweeps. I don't know if you've ever heard of sweeps, but they're basically multi-exchange orders executed at different times.
Oh, you mean like dark pool orders and stuff?
No, they're different than dark pools. Sweeps are basically when basically like little footprints or ninja stealth orders that are set over multiple. There's like 18 different options exchanges they break these orders apart. A sweep order is what this is, not a sweep order, but what they do is they break them apart into different orders. So like they want to buy 10,000 contracts of CLSK, and they don't want people really to they want to basically hide their activity as much as they can until it's kind of their entry is where they want it to be and they can get in ahead of the trend. So what they'll do is they'll break it across all the 18 different options exchanges. They'll break that 10,000 lot order into 200 shares here, 1,000 shares here, 300 there, across all those different exchanges. And then they use that to basically position themselves ahead of, regular traders like you and me. But we can see all of it if you have the right tools, which is this thing I was working on too. Because what I've noticed here is that late in the day, which we're heading up to the last hour of the market, sometimes you'll see some strange big orders come in, like 3:30. There's not much time, it's 3:50 even. And there's not much time to anything to happen at 3:30, right? We can get that afternoon pump, that closing bell pump, but oftentimes, the way I view these is they're positioning for a tomorrow move, something that's going to happen tomorrow. So in purple, I want to change all the UI on this. It's weird. But purple and blue basically mean high conviction. Like it's like a strong hit on the filter criteria, which is what you want to look for. So we see all this stuff coming in here. So you see these are a massive amount of contracts being traded for SMCI, but they're being executed on different exchanges in different little bits and pieces. So if you added all these up, it would be over, easily almost, we're looking at almost 50K worth of contracts.
That's crazy.
On SMCI, right? Yeah. So we can kind of let's look at what SMCI is doing, and let's maybe take a trade today and see if it plays out tomorrow. Like this is, we've been doing a ton of spreads, we've been doing a ton of vertical spreads, and we like those because unless you're basically having an edge with one of these flows apps or something, again, the Theta just burns out your options position, and it's just a hard game to play, right? Unless you have a real reason to go long an option, or go long by meaning a call or a put, right? Take a put to the downside or a call to the upside. Let's see though. So SMCI, we played IBM. Were you in IBM? I can't remember if you took that spread. So we basically played a filled the gap spread on IBM. We're up like 80%. That thing just expires October 17th, right? And our debit spread there was 272.75, 272.5, 275. So it was a bull call debit spread. We're well above that. It was out of the money. We hit that. We're above that now. IBM has filled the gap. If you see here, go to 1 day. So we're not even above the gap. This is the gap. This is our profit. Like this is where we're like, okay, well, we'll see what happens here. We're just going up almost. We're hitting all-time highs on IBM again, or nearing them, right? So because of that, Theta, which works against you when you're buying or selling options, or sorry, when it works against you when you're buying options, when you do a spread, which is a buying an option and a selling of an option, it actually works in your favor as long as the price is at a certain level, which basically means above your break even. So, or like above or below your short strike. So this is well above our short strike and well above it. It's well above our call, our long strike as well. So we're just going to let Theta play this out. I really do think we're probably pretty stable on this trade right now. We have until next Friday, and basically as Thursday this week rolls around, as Friday rolls around, you're going to see Theta start to work in our favor in a big way. And I think we have like 120% profit target on this trade. So we're going still want to get that. We're at 80%, but I want at least 100 on it because our profit target was 120. So all that to say, we got to fill the gap trade again here on SMCI. I don't know if SMCI is super expensive or not.
It's not bad right now, actually. I was just looking at the options chain on it. It's playable.
Oh yeah, it's only like what, 100 some bucks. Actually,
Well, they're starting to get kind of inflated now.
well, let's look at what we said. Let's look at what we got. So we have 57, 58, 55.
It's like $1.90 if you wanted to buy the 57 call right now.
Well, let's see, because the 50, let's see, okay, we have expiration date of 10/10, we got expiration date of 10/10, we got expiration date of 10/10. So the most of them are coming at 57, 10/10, 56, 10/10, 58, 10/10. But there's more. Let's see. So 10/10. So
Those
not,
are weeklies.
yeah, those are on the, what's the 17th expiration? We got 57th on the 17th. We got 57 on the 17th. What's that? 57 on the 17th. That's worth $1.82. 10/10 calls. 50, basically 10/10, which would be probably would do 56. Looks like the most hits here. I could do 57, maybe 95 cents. And if we get up to, we're at 54. So if we were just to maybe fill a little bit of this gap, which we almost, I mean, honestly did today, just get
Yeah.
56. I think, well, this is cheaper trade. Let's do it. What did I say? Was it 56 or 57?
I think 57 for 1017.
50, but what about for 10/10?
Um,
Ooh, we got a put coming in now.
and they're not that expensive,
They're not. They're not.
especially the weeklies.
Let's see what the 3 minutes doing.
I use 3 minute too. I like that.
Yeah, I use the 1 day, usually the 3 minute and the 10 minute.
Nice.
All
You
right.
don't like the 5?
I don't like the five. I don't find any. I don't. The five does. I don't know what's going on with the five, man.
That's what I've been backtesting all my strategies on is the 5. Maybe I should try the 3 minute.
It's not short enough for like responsiveness. It's not long enough for trend. I don't know.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Five creeps me out.
Ooh. All right, Jimmy. We'll look at that. I kind of like that idea too. That's those Mag 7 though, man. That's what we were just talking about how it's kind of hard to read those.
Yeah, yeah. So my idea with this scanner though is to find. I want to get closer to 330 because that the thing is like I'm looking for overnight moves on these because I got a lot of great people in Telegram. We day trade a lot though. I know some people can't do that. I want to be able to do overnight trades for people, but still use the validity of these option flows. So, if we're looking at overnight trades, it's like, why is someone sending 43,000 contracts on Tesla at 3:55 p.m.? Like, that's a ton of money just to drop when you don't, I mean, I know that you can trade after hours, but not really. Like, it's a ton of money to drop when we're heading into the market close. So, I'm kind of curious here.
Crystal's dying where she says, I want to do an overnight option.
I did, yeah. No, this is gonna probably we're gonna trade it. I want to make sure like we can figure out a strategy that works for us. Something that's not just like, because we're not going to do back testing on this. It doesn't, we want to make sure this is like live trading, and stuff. So these are actually, real trades that work in the real world. We're not just like going through and being like, oh, this would have worked, 2 years ago. But,
Yeah.
so we got some Novavax puts. Let's see. We're going to Novavax.
That's a name I haven't heard since COVID.
Yeah, I know, right? We don't need to worry about this puppy. Let's look at Novavax.
That's not one that has anything to do with Trump RX, right?
No, it looks like there is some news on this though. It's down a little bit based on the CDC withdrawing the broad support for COVID-19 vaccines, which has just happened today. It looks like.
That
So
sounds about right.
is there anything else? Can I get you on a research, Blake? Is there anything else Novavax does besides COVID vaccines? Because
Yeah, let me look that up.
like I'm curious. If they do nothing, I don't think they do. I never heard about them before COVID. I never heard about them, with
Right.
else besides COVID. So like,
Yeah, I've literally only ever heard of them.
right, while you're doing that, I'll go look at the options chain. Crystal's addicted to day trading. It is addictive. It's like playing a video game, sort of.
It is. It's an adult video game.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I'm just catching up on the chat. Jimmy here is saying, Jimmy Davenport, you like those Amazon 1010 calls? What strikes, Jimmy? We're happy to look at them. Give us some details. Prime Day is coming up tomorrow. And when I thought it was is it the 8th? I thought it was the 8th. Anyways.
Okay, Alex. So here we go. So Novavax currently manufactures the new Vaxoid vaccine. I think that's all they're doing. It's a protein-based vaccine
Okay,
that's
so that's
that's different than the mRNA.
interesting.
So, but they're also working on a bird flu vaccine. So they do other stuff other than COVID, I think.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So you'll see here, there's nothing. So that's like I said, this scanner is sweep adjacent, but it's not a sweep scanner. As you can see, these are sweeps. These are all sweeps, which means they're executed. They're multi exchange executed trades. This is the flow we've been using, on all the Telegram is not a sweep scanner. Sometimes there is overlap, but it's not a sweep scanner. So you can see here, we don't have any Novavax flows coming in on here. That's right, Chris. It's the best damn video game in the world. Yeah, it is. Instead of gold, I was 6. I've been just binging this game called Baldur's Gate 3, but yeah, instead of gold, you collect real dinero. So, Doug, the scanner alerts are all in the Telegram, my man. Just go to I send them out every day. I mean, we had 3 trades today. So, yes, this will be an alert service, Doug. I promise you. Promise you, I promise you, I promise you. Let's see. Crystal saying she likes the swings too.
That's how I trade now.
Yeah. Well, So basically, a swing trade is basically overnight plus, right? Overnight plus X amount of days. It can be whatever, but it's not an intraday trade. Is what a swing trade is. And we trade. I mean, we do swing trades in Wave Trader. That's what we do with Wave Trader too. That using my wave indicator, but these sweeps, I like these unusual flows because I guess the question is, right, why do I like unusual flow? Why are flows so important? Because the options market moves the stock market now. The proliferation of like 0 day to expiration, 1 day to expiration weeklies, there's a lot of stuff that happens under the hood. And if Kane's been on here, maybe seen some of his stuff, the gamma levels. All this stuff is revealed via the options market. It used to be that, stocks were primary, options were secondary. The option or the stock price moving up would influence the option. A lot of that because of dealer hedging, because of the way that whether it's these unusual volume flows or these unusual sweep flows can move the markets. Options comes, and there's actually something else that moves the markets. That can move the markets. I'm going to be telling you about in a second here. Besides these flows and besides the price, sort of basically what's the edge, right? You can use the flows, but there's also other edges you can use. Notably, one of them is what are CEOs at, for instance, Novavax doing, right? Are they buying Novavax? Because I'll tell you, these guys and gals, they have expensive Hampton estates to maintain. The divorce isn't cheap either, and paying for the kids, to do drugs at private school is expensive as well. So if they're going to buy their own stock, right, they're not trying to lose money. So, you know, and we're gonna be talking about that in a second here, but we're getting close to, let's look at Novavax. Okay, so I like Novavax. Keep that in mind. I like Novavax. Yeah, I think yeah, it is cheaper to keep her. But then she, you know, she has an affair with the pool boy, and you know, you can choose to stay with her or not, or maybe you have an affair with the lifeguard. I don't know, man. Stuff happens, right? Who knows what's going on? But in the on these Hampton beach clubs, but um, the bottom line is when these like inside, so the flows I like, the insider purchases I really like, but something with an edge of that maybe the rest of the market can't see unless you're looking. And the cool thing about all this is that it's all it's all here for you. Like they can't really, even dark pools have to be displayed. Like there's laws for this, but just people don't know where to search for them. There's laws that require that all this stuff is disclosed. There's just people don't know where to search for them. And there's a ton of information out there. So the information is there. It's just accessing it in a way that you can understand, which is why I built these scanners, right? Because you can see all this on the CBOE, but like, can you parse it? Because it's all just going to be numbers and digits on a screen in a spreadsheet. It's going to be really, really hard to do all that, right? So this is the stuff. This is why I work on these software platforms, because they break it down, all this stuff, all these sort of like secret signals, right? They break them down to an easy to navigate format, and you can when you have it in a visual format, you can see what's going on versus downloading the CBOE options transaction spreadsheet and having 20,000 cells that you have to go through
Yes.
down, you know, in, you know, one by one and try and figure it out. And that's right, Chris. Yeah. As good as the tool is, you have to be able to use it. So
True.
we're going to be doing more training as we lead up to the launch of this Unusual Flows app. I do want to just do the training. Like I spent a lot of time this morning thinking through like the steps I use to trade it, right? Because like I have experience trading it, but like translating that to discrete steps that anybody can follow to hopefully have some of the same success when they're doing it on their own. Because I will be sending out trade alerts. However, you can also just be able to get the scanner. And if you have the scanner, like you see here, get rid of this. There's 500 tickers. There was one on KView that would have worked today that we didn't trade, but you could have traded it. But you have to know like what the criteria are for doing it in order to use it effectively, right? Because like Chris said, tools, you know, if you have a hammer, but you use the other, if you use the if you use the nail pull inside the hammer to, you know, try and drive in a nail to the board, it's not going to work out for you, right?
Ain't gonna work.
No.
Now I will say I did do a little bit more research on Novavax.
All right, let's
They
hear
do
it.
have one vaccine now that they're working on besides the COVID, and it's a malaria vaccine. And they're rolling that out right now in places in Africa. So they could still have some value potentially.
Yeah, interesting. You know, I don't know much about like malaria, but it seems like there's always been vaccines, but we still have a ton of malaria.
I know, right? Like you'd see if it was easier to solve, but it's just in a lot of those poor countries, you know, where hygiene is not like it is here.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Is that open?
yeah, it is
A real
open.
estate company?
So this is hey folks, disregard. I'm on because I coded this. I basically have an iPhone emulator running on my computer. So it says, and this is like I forget. It's like in the what I guess like Greenwich Mean Time or whatever like zero time it is. That's why it says 7:16. It's 4 hours ahead of time. So this came in at 3:17, right? Our time. Same with this scanner too. They're always 4 hours ahead of time. So just I know it might be confusing. It's not going to be like that on the product we launch, but we're going to but that for this scan I just don't feel like changing it because I'd have to go and I don't know reload all the files and stuff to reset it, and it's not worth it. I know what it means. Yeah, let's look at open. So open came in at ooh, wow, that's a lot of stuff, man. All for 10-10. I mean, we have one put there. All right. Let's look. We'll keep S. Let's look. Super micro Novavax. I'll come back to stuff. I think we're gonna hold that overnight. Um, Open coming in at $10. That's basically closing in on all-time highs. We got um a crossover the 9. A nice little consolidation breakout here. Interesting. What are my open calls looking at? Looking like 10-10. These are all 10-10. These are mostly 10-10. So we're really, I mean, these guys are gearing up for like an 11, like an all-time high by 10-10. That's wild. Let's see what they are. Oh, these are cheap. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Does anybody remember, like, when I was a kid, I remember like the trucks. I don't think they do it as much anymore. The trucks would come and just spray DEET all over the neighborhood. I'd be out like riding my bike in the cloud of DEET. It's like that's not healthy. That
A
can't be
cloud
healthy.
of DEET.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think that is healthy. Breathing in
No.
those chemicals.
Yeah, Crystal's saying they still do. Yeah. Um, let's see. Okay, so we have Novavax, we have Open Door, we have SMCI, DDT, right? Isn't that DEET? Is that not DEET? Are they just different, Paul? I thought that was DEET. Bea. Bea says in Texas they still do. Yeah, oh, yeah.
I spray my backyard.
Crystal runs when she hears that truck.
Takes off.
I would run these days too. Try and stay away from chemicals. I've been doing pacifier searches for my upcoming baby girl, and it's trying to get one that's not like plastic and
Yeah. Not
stuff.
they're gonna get none of those PFASs. You know, you
Yeah,
ever heard about
exactly.
PFAS?
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
freak
yeah,
me out, man.
yeah,
PFAS? Ooh.
yeah, yeah. Those rocket chemicals and stuff.
Yes, the ones that never break down inside
Yeah.
your body ever.
Mm.
That's terrifying.
All right. Let's
Well, so we were looking at what do we think about insider action on Novavax. Do we know? Was there anything?
No, I don't think so. Hold on, I've got to take my Zen out. All right. Um. Why am I looking at sharp? I'm not looking at sharply. All right, we have SMCI, we have Novavax, we have Open Door as possibilities. We are getting to the last 30 minutes. That's crazy. Voting. Oh wow.
Oh my gosh.
Is this chat public? I don't know if people can see it, but
It is not
okay,
public,
everybody
but
can
I
see
should
it.
repost that one.
That's hilarious,
That
man.
is funny. Could you imagine? Gosh.
That's like some like 80, that's like some 70s or 80s like stuff. It's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. I
Like
feel
when
like
they oh my gosh.
that's crazy. How about
Smoking's good for you. Everyone does it.
yeah,
Come to find out, no, that crap
yeah,
causes cancer.
yeah, that's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
60s or 70s. That does not surprise me at all.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Crystal, yeah, we have SMCI, we have Open. Let's see if there's, I mean, Open is a huge amount of orders. I don't know if you guys saw this, but look at these
Th-
orders.
that one's been on my scanner, Alex, like my daily scan for so long. The volume's insane.
Yeah,
It it hasn't gone anywhere though. Like, where's this volume going?
well, it looks like, yeah, nothing. Let me go to the first version of my wave trader. We got put, yeah. I think we would have, I think we're about to, I think we're going to have a call printed soon on this if it goes up again today. Um, okay, so Open, let's see if there's any more flows here. Yeah, so Crystal, for everybody else, we're looking at SMC. You can see it on the screen there. Let's see if we can find one more to think about. Again, here we go. A perfect example, this scanner or my unusual flow scanner, both of my scanners, I'm not going to do TLT, right? TLT is the Treasury Bonds ETF. I don't know what the heck is going on with bonds. I don't think it's super indicative. Like maybe somebody has more insider information and maybe it would work, but I'm just not willing to like that's such a big one that I'm not really willing to do it. I'm not willing to do a trade an ETF as big as TLT. Whether that was on my flow, it's come up on my flows before, and I just say sayonara, right? No.
Yep.
I like using individual tickers, like what we just saw here, Bloom Energy. Let's see what's going on with Bloom. So Bloom,
Pulled back.
did we trade Bloom last week? I can't remember.
We did trade it at some point. I don't know if it was last week, but I remember BE because it
Yeah,
took off on us.
yeah, I remember that too. Oklo, why Oklo director? Okay, well, talking about insiders, Oklo director on sells shares of Novavax before a sell off. I guess is Oklo selling off today?
Oh, Oklo, huh? So we had a director sell the top. Well, geez, Alex, how do we catch those? Because I'd love to be in there with the directors catching the top.
Yeah, glad you asked, Blake.
Yeah,
We're gonna be talking about how we do that. But I'm gonna show you in a second though. But like again, you got to have an edge. Yeah, Doug, we do have losses. We close out again. I think this was my mistake, and this is why I've learned to do this. We closed out ARC today, a 70% loss. You're gonna be like that was our first one in a long time. We've had, I think, out of the last 15 trades, we've had one loss. So, but that was my fault because, and I after that one, that's when I kind of made this thing where it's like I'm not trading ETFs. I don't know if this stuff has as much indicative value with ETFs because there's just too much action on them. We've had other losses back. It has been a while since we've had another loss, but we have had losses. I think we've had 9 out of 50 some trades so far. So it's been pretty good.
that's pretty good.
Um,
9 out of 50. What is that? Like what's like a 80% win rate? Dang
it's like
near.
83 right now.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. So let's look. And again, that win rate would probably, if you held overnight, you probably would have gotten more bigger gains. Like we had oh, sorry, I forgot who did that. Did K hold plug overnight over the weekend?
Hold
She
on.
got she got like 100. Um,
Somebody did.
we got a 30 on it. K got, okay, yeah, it was K. So K held overnight. She got 100 percent winner. So everybody, say good job to K because that's really awesome. We got out for 30%. Day trading this stuff is going to make a higher win rate. You're going to have less gains. It's going to be rare that you get 100% potential like you got on Archer today. Conversely, though, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it would be super low. I don't think it'd be because the way this works, and I'm going to get into this all when we start doing more training leading up to the launch of this. But it will, when you see these flows, it's a good sign that the strike price is going to get, or that the stock price is going to get pulled towards the strike price you're seeing. So it likely will work out, and the win rate won't be maybe significantly different. It probably will be a little lower though, because like time increases probability curves or possibilities, right, of it to go down or go up. But you will probably get more triple digit winners. Like the one we got on CoreWeave a couple of weeks ago was 502%. We held that, that was an overnight one. So Plug got a 20, Andrew got a 25% gain.
Be taking that.
All right, so okay, we're getting to 3:30 p.m. I want to get into this insider trading stuff, but I don't know if let's look one more time. I'll take a little gander here, see if we got any. Red is what you want to stay away from. Not really super high volume stuff. So SoFi, we have a big old contract for SoFi at 27. Our SoFi position is for the $28.50 call. If we get anywhere close to that tomorrow, we'll be looking solid. We're gonna hold that probably till close. So I'm good with that. Doug says he loves the insider stuff. Let's see real quick here if we have any last minute cool big flows that we can pop into this chart. And if not, we're gonna go with another open. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know how much I love open, but I mean, if the flows support it,
Yeah, the flows do. So, look, so let's do the thing. What's the thing, ladies and gentlemen? What's the call skew? What's the put call skew?
There we go.
Let's look at it. Now with a company like, oh, I detached the wrong, man.
Because if
Detached.
open wants to go, I mean, it's gonna go and print a lot of money because it's a mover.
Yeah. So you can see here, there's a lot of put volume down there as well for open for this week. But look, there's far more, honestly. There's far more call volume. So, um,
This is the example you were talking about earlier.
yeah, so this is what I would look at. We got some good call skew. I like how cheap this is. What was the one we saw here? It was the open. Maybe we'll just do both SMCI and open because
Was it
I do.
10-10?
It was 10-10. It was the $10 $10 call. So let's go. Yeah, let's go more in the money or more or less out of the money rather. $10 cost 48 cents.
It's not bad.
Yeah, let's go. So we're gonna go 100. Also, that's where we have 100,000 new contracts opened. That's a lot, man. The equivalent strike price to the downside is 16,000. So what's that? Like a over 5 times the amounts. We got this dude doing $2 puts. That's all in February. It doesn't really matter. All right,
That's
so
so
let's go ahead.
interesting.
We'll pick up a couple contracts. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do open at 50. Let's see if we can get 49 to start.
That's what I just got filled at was 49.
Oh, you beat me to it. Let's see.
Well, I don't know. That might not be a very good entry because it's probably
No,
gonna pull
I
back.
mean, if you so one thing too I want to talk about is we can actually get with this unusual flow scanner when we launch this one. What's going to be really cool is we're going to be able you don't have to take the price because the new volume is usually so much higher than open interest. You can actually sort of shove your way into a better price, and you can actually open the contract and be up like, which is often where we're at. I got filled at 50 there for open. You can actually open the contract and be in at like a 7% gain off the bat, right? Simply because you don't have to take the mid price that the market's giving you. So be aggressive with those. Don't take what it's giving you. It's like bartering, right? Don't take what it's giving you, especially when you see these flows coming in. Um, you know. Crystal said Robinhood's 52. All right, we're gonna take one more. Let's look at those SMCI calls. I just want to see if we have some decent prices on those. We are in open, so this is gonna be trying to get an overnight pop on open. Let's see if it works. I mean, maybe even more if it's trending. If it just jumps up and we hold it, maybe we can get more. But let's see, 57 at 10-10, 56 at 10-10, 10-10. A little bit of puts, but not much comparatively to the contracts. 10-10, 57, 10-10, 57, 10-10, 56. So let's go to 10-10. All right.
Dang, they're loaded up on those SMCI calls right now. The
Oh yeah.
weaknest.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, I forgot to type them out. Sorry, guys. Uh, Blake, you got me? Do you...
Here, I can help you.
Okay, cool.
So we're gonna do open 10-10 call at what 0.50?
Yeah, where is it at now? Do try max of 52. See if you can get in for 50 where I got into at 50. Just put it in there without the limit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get in for 50. And then this SMCI trade, we're gonna do the 10-10 SMCI. We'll see what we get into here. Hold on, let me move the screens over.
You want to do the 57 call?
I'm gonna do the 57, yeah.
Okay.
See if I'm gonna try and get in for I'm gonna put 105. Okay, I got in for 105.
Okay, there we go. Put that in the chat. What is the strike? Oh, I should probably 10-10. Good question on open. Hold on. What is the strike on open? What did we say? Is it $10? Is that the strike we did?
The strike, let me check. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 3-10. So 10-10,
10, 10,
10,
10.
10, 10, 10. The SMCI has the strike right there. The open, I got confused because it's 10, 10, 10.
Yeah. All right. So this is good. Like, and I'm not basing this, we're not taking like YOLO trades here either. Like open is, if you look at the trend on open, I mean, it's up today, right? It's popping, but it's been in a consolidation band. Um, you could even consider, I mean, it's a little bit of a sell-off consolidation. It, it could be bearish, honestly. Like usually when it goes up and then goes down, it consolidates. The consolidation is a pause before the previous direction. But you look at this, it's crossing over the 9. Let's look at the 50. You know, it's a good, we've had this multiple bounce off of here, and now we're moving higher.
Mm-hmm.
So all that is to say that I like this. Yeah, K, I'm sure open is a pump and dump. Like, I don't know what they do. It doesn't matter because like half of these companies that we trade and we've been making money on are pumps and dumps. Oklo
Exactly.
Oklo has no revenue, but it's a what? $142 company, you know?
Alex, Oklahoma has no
They
revenue,
don't they don't look at
but it's up.
they don't look the revenue.
It's none.
Zero.
They don't make money as a company, but
They
people
don't
still
they
want to
don't
own them.
they don't make money. I don't even know. Open has, I mean, it was a recent IPO, I think, right?
Well, it went up. So basically, Open, it was an IPO a long time ago, and it pumped and dumped and then went all the way back down. And then until
Yeah.
recently has just broken out on insane volume.
Yeah.
Like the volume it's breaking out on is unprecedented.
Yeah. Because it is like Lance is right. But it doesn't matter because, you could have taken it from 8.90 cents to 9.50. That's 1,000% gain.
Yeah.
You know?
And we're not trying to own the company. We just want to
No.
get a little piece of the pie.
No, I really don't know what the heck Open does. I don't really care. I don't
It's
half these
AI
companies.
real estate.
Yeah, if you care what companies do, you should buy Pepsi because those are real companies. Philip Morris, you should buy companies like that, like
McDonald's.
McDonald's. But like that's that doesn't it doesn't matter. At a certain point, it will matter, right? I mean, you can't keep the effusive bull gala going forever, but like for right now, just you got to trade what you get, right? So you could be holding on to Philip Morris for the next 12 years if you want to get dividends, and it'll be good for you, probably for all of us. But
Ooh, Bodine just hit on a really good point, which is why I'm bullish on real estate stocks in general, is because they're lowering interest rates, and that will hopefully only benefit the real estate market, bring in some more prospective buyers over the next
yeah,
few years.
yeah,
So
I mean
I
that's a
share
good.
that sentiment.
Yeah, I would think. I mean, but look at look at Rocket though.
Well, and that makes sense, right? Because when it pulled back was about when they announced they were lowering the interest rate. So it's kind of like sell the news, maybe. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Oh,
I will say though, Open. So SMCI is a real company, and let's go to. So I will say Open. Look, Open had 63 million of revenue versus Oklo. So Open's trading at $10 almost. Oklo's trading at $140. Open has $10 million more in revenue or $63 million more in revenue than than uh
Oklo.
than Oklo, right? So like
Yeah.
it does show you there's some like discrepancies and stuff.
Ooh, Doug says look at Hive. We gotta get going here, but yeah, you should look at Hive because that's a
Yep.
Bitcoin miner. You ever heard of them?
Oh yeah,
Oh
wow.
my gosh.
Yeah, I think I saw Hive come up here today.
What the
No, I
heck?
didn't. Let's see if it showed up on this one. So this is what's interesting. This is why I had this grand plan, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't know if I should tell you my grand plan because I want to do like, but like I have this like synergistic effect going with these two scanners that I'm so stoked about that I think it's going to be freaking powerful if we can get them working right.
Ooh,
We got some calls here.
how about
This is a
that?
this is a pretty heady move though for Hive. I got to be honest. I know crypto's at all-time highs. I just technically, I guess we've broken all-time highs though. So no, we haven't.
No.
We're hitting
And
we're
they
hitting
did a stock split. Pre-split, they're probably still only worth a couple bucks.
Okay, yeah. I mean, because like we're kind of hitting up against this wall here. I mean, if we do break over here, this actually could be a big old runner. So that might be a good trade. I'm not going to do it. I like SMCI better just because we're about to fill the gap. Um,
Yeah, I do like the SMCI trade, and the calls like you showed us, on the options chain are very heavily skewed to the call side.
Yeah, and like also like I'm not fading chips right now, you know.
No, not with that AMD news today with Sam Altman, OpenAI.
I know, dude. AMD is, yeah, exactly.
I just wish I had some AMD calls I picked up on Friday, man. I was like, ah.
All right, I know, dude. Everybody's just taking stakes and everybody else, man. Oh, snap! What? Oh yeah, opens up 28% now. Jason just got
Well,
40%.
yep, there you go.
What? I'm up 28%. Dang, man. It must have dropped down on me, or maybe you got better. What did you get filled at, Jason? That's
Makes me want to
sick.
cash out right now.
That's
Just be
sick.
done.
That's sick though. Yeah, I mean, look, feel free to cash out. Like honestly, but for the people who wanted to do overnight trades, who wants to hold it overnight versus just or trim your position? I mean, it's not a bad idea to trim your position at 40% in 5 minutes. Who wants to hold overnight on open? Who wants to keep it close it out? Let me know in chat. Oh, Jason beat me to it. All right, Roslyn's
All
saying
right.
overnight. Got some overnights here. Kent wants to hold. Um,
I'm swinging.
I'm swinging too. Let's swing. All right, Bea wants to hold too. Yeah, Christopher
Chris
saying.
says,
Well, Chris, I'm gonna hold for everybody else. Feel free to trim your positions though, and if you have like a multi-lot, this is something else with this scanner. We got to get to this thing, but this insider stuff. Another thing about the scanner, when you start using it, if you're trading multi lots, swing yourself more. That's right. That's right.
oh,
Um,
team.
um, when you're if you're trading multi lots, if you're trading five and you get like I'm gonna win the trainings, I'm telling people it's okay to take a 20%. It's okay to take a 20% winner on 3 contracts. Let the next two really, if you're using the scanner and you're trading multi-lots, it makes it a lot easier because you don't have to worry about cashing out or not cashing out. You let it run, you cash out the 20% once you hit that profit target. You have 20% gain on the majority of your contract. You can let the other run and try and juice it. Maybe you get 10%, maybe you get 100% on those remaining ones, but you locked in at least a good portion of profits. And if you sell the majority of your contracts at a profit of 20%, the chance of you not at least making some profit if the trade subsequently turns against you is going to be lower than otherwise if you held the full lot, right? So that's a way to sort of bump up your win rate and your returns on all that stuff.